Are you ready to hire? How many times have you made that mistake where the person you hired didn't work out? I have 11 questions that are going to bring out the true character in your next hire. See if this person is the right one for you. I'm Ron. I'm a DYB coach, also a painting contractor up here in northern Massachusetts. The reason I tell you that is I live this every day. So hiring, actually right now, we're hiring right now. So anyways, let's go over the 11 questions. We're going to break this up into 2 videos just to let you know ahead of time. This is video 1, video 2. We'll go through the first 6 questions right now, and then we'll add the next 5 questions in the next video. Also, there'll be a free download in the comments that you can download these 11 questions. So if you don't want to write them down, that's perfectly fine, and you'll probably be able to read them with my so-called accent they say I have up here in New England. Anyways, question 1. We're going to sit down over coffee. You know, we're not asking them, are you good on a 24-foot ladder? What do you expect? Do you like better oil or latex? That's for another time. What we're looking for is to hire that person who's going to fit in with our team. Maybe it's your first hire. You want that person who's there more for the 8 to 4:30 with their half-hour lunch. You want someone who's going to grow with you, who's willing to learn, who's going to be challenged, who bring ideas to the table. You know, you're looking not just to put a warm body holding a paintbrush. You need someone that you can build character, and if you hire enough of these people, you'll be able to step away from the business if that's what you're looking for and grow a second team. So let's build character. Let's build the business. Let's just not put warm bodies holding paintbrushes. So question 1, you got to ask this over coffee, like I said, or a drink, or some soft drink, or water, or something. You want to do it in person so you can read their actions, you can read their facial expressions, and you can pull more out of it with additional questions. Tell me when a job went poorly. We've all had jobs go poorly. We painted the rooms the wrong color. We've actually painted the wrong rooms in a house. So, you know, maybe it's something that they said, well, you know, I was painting the trim in the house and I grabbed a can of oil and I didn't know I was supposed to put oil over latex. You know, you want to bring that out and they say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. You know, it's whenever they point the blame to someone else, that's a huge red flag. You want to see if they took ownership of the problem and did they fix it, or at least they accepted the blame and said, yeah, I really messed up. You know, I dropped a gallon of paint on someone's driveway, and then it took me all afternoon to clean it up. Man, the boss was a little upset. I'll never do that again. And maybe they'll tell you how they corrected it and what they do now. But it's great for humility. So number 2, describe a time when you did not perform. Describe a time you didn't perform to your abilities. I had this happen to me where I was getting to a job site and it didn't seem like things were going so well. And it turned out that there was too much partying the night before with a couple of the guys. It turned out to be just, you know, stop in for one. It turned out late. They were on time, but they were working at a snail's pace. So, you know, you want to see how they made it right. Maybe they decided at that point, if this is the example they gave you, that they say, yeah, but we stayed a couple hours later and you know, and I fixed it. You know, I owed the boss a couple hours or something like that. So this is humility and ownership. You're looking for that as a character. Number 3, tell me when you went above and beyond on a job site. And when you ask these questions, then just stop. If they're not saying anything, just wait. They're eventually going to say something. Yeah. Just wait. So right there. So above and beyond, we want to look for them to bring up an example and then draw that out of them. You know, this is a great way that they went above and beyond on a job site, that they you know, were there and the dog had to go out and the homeowner wasn't home, so I found the leash, or, you know, I took a piece of rope from the van and I made a leash because I didn't want to go looking through their house and dog, or I got home and the dog had made a mess, and that's just a dog example. Or, you know, we were doing this and we noticed something else needed to be touched up. We're ahead of schedule, so we did that and we just left a note and left it. Or I've actually had painters bring them flowers. So, because he had flowers he has a lot of wildflowers in his yard, and he knew the homeowner after chatting with her liked some flowers, or brought some vegetables because he had a lot left over. Those are the little things that really shows a lot of character. That's what you want to look at. You hope someone would treat you this way. So, top lessons I learned in life so far. Ask them. What's a big lesson you've learned in life so far? Oh, don't rack up debt. Work hard. Head to the grindstone, nose to the grindstone. Those are the things. You want to listen for insights. You want to also see how they present themselves when you ask this question. Are they don't go over. Debt is a huge thing for a lot of people, and I like to hear if they, financially how they're doing, if they're struggling, if that, and don't live beyond your means. Life is short. We have all that kind of stuff we hear, and then we just try to pull a few things out of them from there. So, okay, so biggest misconception others have of you. Sometimes you'll hear the guys will say, well, I'm really quiet, but I know what I'm doing, and I like to, I want to be a leader. I want to be a crew leader, but he's quiet, so people don't think I could ever do that. Or we had one person on, we had a couple languages being spoken on the job site, and one guy never said anything, and he could actually speak the other language, so he knew what the guys were talking about him. So these are little misconceptions that people don't know about each other. One of the guys said that he was dyslexic, and he couldn't always read all the stuff that we would leave 3 gallons of paint there. So they thought he was a great, so he'd actually take pictures of the product and send it over to his wife, and his wife would tell him what it was. So those are kind of a couple of quirky kind of things, but if they bring that up and they're willing to share that with you, it opens your eyes up to a whole thing. Misconceptions is that I may be short, but I'm strong, and they get a kind of attitude with that. So that's on the not so good side. So number 5, ask them about their best boss. So I don't know if my name will ever come up, but you want to ask someone, tell me about the best boss you ever have. And this way you get insights of what really motivates them and touches their touch points. Maybe it's, my boss, he was great every Friday afternoon. He brought pizza. Anytime it was hot, he let us take off early and he paid us. Or my boss, let me take some other classes. I really told him I really like to do some spray classes. He found some for me and he offered to pay me for it. That means they're really into learning and growing, and or they'll say, best boss, they're all jerks. All he did is keep pushing us and pushing us and pushing us. That is probably not a good character trait that you're looking to hire. So for me, this really pushes a lot of buttons, and it really shows me what's going to motivate them in the future if we do decide to hire them. So anyways, that's the first 6 questions of our 11 hiring an all-star. Like I said, there'll be a free download here for the whole 11 questions. We'll have the other 5 questions in the next video. If you need to get in touch with me, please, Ron at dybcoach.com. You can also leave a message here. Find me on Facebook, as many of you have. I'm a coach for DYB. I'm also a painting contractor up here in Massachusetts. I help painters work on their business so they don't have to work in the business. So anyways, stay tuned for the second video on 11 steps of hiring, 11 questions of hiring an all-star.